First off, how you doing, Coach?
Good. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. For the fans who may not know much about you, want to give a second, talk about your past before here, how you're brought in.
Yeah. So I was at a few places before here. Came in from the University of Rhode Island FCS school on the East Coast. I was defense coordinator there for 3 years, and then I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to come interact with Coach Fickle and be able to get connected with him. So once I was able to get that opportunity, it was something I thought it was a no-brainer for my development and get me and my family out here to come work at Wisconsin.
What is it about the current, you look at the current roster, the current safety rotation? What interests you? What appeals you about the current?
Yeah, I think we got a mix of a little bit of everything. I think we got a lot of experience. I think we got some versatility as well. With Hunter Wohler and Max Lofi, who's kind of coming in the fold, who was out last year. Preston Zachman, who's an older guy. Austin Brown, who's been a pretty versatile guy, and many other guys too as well. Some young guys that are coming up. So I think we got a lot of experience in there, but we got some young risers that are coming up in the room. And Coach Grinch has been doing a great job with those guys.
Now you walk in, and Hunter Wohler, his season that he had last year, his reputation probably spoke for itself. You walk in, but I'm curious of what he was like as a leader. When you walk in, what was your first impression of him off the field, kind of around the other guys?
Yeah, everyone likes him. Hunter relates to everybody. He's always an upbeat guy. Early to meetings, kind of last one to leave the door every single night. So I think he's a good mentor for the young guys as well. But really positive guy to be around. But he'll get after guys when he needs to and hold them accountable as well. So he does a good job of doing a little bit of both.
Or also walking in, seeing him after coaching some other guys at the FCS level. What's just, if you had to summarize it in an elevator pitch, what's special about him as a player? What can he do that nobody else can?
I'd say every single day he's the same. I think sometimes guys are a little bit more up and down every single day. Even when he's having bad days, you really don't know when he's having bad days. We talk about our guys not gonna always have your fastball every single day of practice, but he does a good job. Even when he doesn't have his fastball, he's still practicing really hard, hustling the ball, keeping that standard up, and our effort and attitude as a defense, and he's able to portray that every single day.
Jack, joining the staff last year, how much different is your role being able to be on the field, do the on-field coaching element this season versus last season?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, and the same, all at the same time. I think that, obviously the rules and allowing me to coach has been good. But I've basically been a buffer between, Coach Grinch, Coach Tressel, Coach Haynes. I kind of wear a lot of different hats in that way. So there is some similarities and there are some differences as far as, on the field coaching right now.
One of the things I know Coach Fickle mentioned a couple weeks ago was having guys like yourself be able to work with the young guys in particular with meetings and stuff like that. How big is your role in that? Getting a little more one-on-one attention for those guys that maybe in a full group meeting aren't getting the same type of look.
That's been really good, especially out of Platteville. We're able to take even let's say it was the whole entire freshman secondary, get them in a room and really teach them the nuts and bolts of what we're doing. I think it's really important to give them a basis. I think sometimes those meetings they get to a little bit of the graduate doctorate level, and we're a little bit, first day of school level a little bit. So that's been really good for them, just to get them going. But yeah, it's been positive for me as well. Be able to get in the room with those guys, teach those guys, and then work with sub players and different guys across the whole entire secondary.
Coach, good to see you. What's it like to have a guy like Hunter back there? Not only with his skill set, obviously being a great player, but they can kind of be that coach on the field as well too.
Yeah, you're able to get a lot of things done schematically. You can really push the envelope. You can move him around like a chess piece. Obviously he moved around last year, so it helps us a lot just from having per se a coach on the field. But yeah, he's been really positive in that way.
We've seen you work with the Nichols quite a bit and early on in the practice. It's what is the biggest maybe difference that you're trying to teach those guys with? A lot of these guys are safeties, a lot of these guys are corners too. What are some of the differences of playing that nickel spot that's you got to teach?
Being closer to the ball, especially the way football is right now. We talk about formation of the boundaries. Sometimes they have to come into the box and be like a box backer. And those guys wear a lot of different hats. They're playing man coverage a little bit more than the rest of our guys in our defense. So just having a versatile guy with a big skill set has been good. And you got your traditional, Max Lofis who has been in more of a nickel since he's been here than with the old staff. And then we're trying to, work some other guys in the secondary as well. But yeah, just really hammering our man coverage home has been probably the biggest thing for those guys at that position compared to the true safety room.
How have you seen Owen Arnett grow in the past few months since you got here?
Yeah, Owen has been a very versatile guy. He's been able to play. He can play nickel. He can play both safety spots. He can go in the box a little bit on third down. He's really embraced his role. Obviously, he's been a primary special teams guy, but Owen Arnett is going to do whatever he's got to do for the team. Whatever's going to help us make us better. He's willing to do it every single day and sacrifice. So yeah, he's doing a great job. And, really just able to move him around the secondary has been able to help our depth and where he can play.